Three, two, one.
Hi there, Michael Griffiths here from Referral Marketing Guru. Great to have you on this video. Now, in a way I might be a little bit controversial here, but that's not what I'm meaning to be. What I'm actually meaning to be is to show you that what you have to do at networking events is more important rather than relying on the event itself. So why most networking events will not get you more business. That's what we're going to talk about today. And in a way, that's actually incorrect. Because if you do the right things at the networking event, you'll always get business. But if you rely purely on the event itself or the group itself, then you're going to get very little business. So whether you go to a Chamber of Commerce, whether you go to a structured networking group that's held weekly, fortnightly, whether you've got your own little meetups, doesn't matter what it is, the reason why so much money gets left on the table, the reason why so little business gets done compared to what it should, is because people don't know what they don't know. But let me take that a step further. They don't know how to actually get referrals and create opportunities for each other. It's funny, I was having a conversation just the other day, and I said, if you had a meeting of 10 people, you closed the door, you didn't let anyone else come in, you brought in a whiteboard, and between the 10 people, you looked at the opportunities, all of a sudden, they would have massive amount of business. But because we are so focused in our own little world, we don't communicate to go, well, what opportunities are there between us? We don't take the time to communicate and go, well, what is it that you would like to achieve? Okay, I'd like to achieve these things. How do we partner up to be able to do those sorts of things? See, unfortunately, at most networking events, everyone's left to their own device. Everyone's just, hey, this is when the event's on, come, and now it's up to you to make the most out of it. Unfortunately, that's why most networking events, very few people will actually walk away with the amount of business that they should. Sure, a lot of people go, networking events are great for me. I can guarantee you that anyone that goes to a networking event is leaving at least 50% of business in that room by the time they walk out. Guarantee it, because I've seen it for years and years and years and years, exactly that. So how does someone actually improve that? Well, the first thing is they need to actually understand referral marketing themselves. They need to have the right sort of mindset around helping others rather than just being able to be there to take for themselves. Now, most people say, oh yeah, I can do that. Well, can you really truly do that? And the real test is, if your business is completely failing, you're about to close the doors, are you still looking for opportunities for others, or are you just focused on yourself? Most people will be just focused on themselves. Well, in fact, the true referral mindset would actually still be helping others. So when we actually look at people who go to these networking events, the first thing to me someone should be looking at doing, how do I add value to the other people in the room? Unfortunately, what most people say is, how do I get value from the people in the room? Complete difference. So here I'm going, how do I add value versus how do I take value? The next thing is, how do I create opportunities and get into other people's networks from the people in the room? What most people are doing is, how do I sell to the people in the room? Completely different. So again, what I've done is I've found one person in the room and I've gone, great, well I could sell to you, and that gives me one sale, big deal. But if I open the doors to your networks, that might create me hundreds of sales. So why would I want one sale versus hundreds of sales? So again, I go to the room and find people to be able to create opportunities and open up the doors to their networks, where most people go to networking events to sell to that person in the room. So completely different. The final thing is follow up and follow through. It amazes me how many people actually meet good people that are willing to help them, and it takes them days to get back to them. They don't even give them a phone call. They might send them an email and that's it. So if someone's willing to help you, shouldn't you be willing to make sure that you're getting back to them straight away and you're setting up that meeting? So when we look at those types of events, they're all on, they're all fine, but the reason why for most people, structured networking events will never give them the results that they want is because everyone in that room does not operate at the same level. They don't have the same training, they don't have the same mindset, they don't have the same understanding. Therefore, the majority of people in that room, and you become very frustrated if you do have all of those things that I've just listed, because the majority of the room are trying to just create a sale there and then. They don't understand that networking is a process. Sales don't happen there at the networking event. They happen in the months after the networking event. The networking event should be used purely, how can I open up more doors? How can I find people to collaborate with? How can I get into other people's networks? How can I grow my network? And in the end, find people that we can have great relationships with for a long time. You compare that to what 90% of the people do. 90% of the people are, oh, do you want to buy this? Do you want to buy this? Do you want to buy this? And then by the time they've asked everyone in the room and 99% of people have said no, they walk away going, oh, that was a good networking event, wasn't it? Well, no, it wasn't. It was actually a waste of time. Hopefully that's been quite helpful, a little bit insightful, as I said, a little bit controversial, but the key is you need to make sure that you educate yourself in terms of how to be a good networker, how to have the right referral mindset, and then when you go to these sorts of networking events, you'll actually be able to dominate the room and get the most from it. Look forward to seeing you next time.